Hi, beautiful. We're reading in A Course in Miracles. In the text, we're in chapter 12, the Holy Spirit's Curriculum, paragraph 8. When you want only love, you will see nothing else. I'll pause here and say, isn't that profound? So we know if we're seeing anything but love, it's because we want to see discord, disharmony, tragedy. And that might sound insane, but think about what we go watch for entertainment. There's people who go watch people murdering each other for fun. The contradictory nature of the witnesses you perceive is merely the reflection of your conflicting invitations. You have looked upon your mind and accepted opposition there, having sought it there. But do not then believe that the witnesses for opposition are true, for they attest only to your decision about reality, returning to you the messages you gave them. Love, too, is recognized by its messengers. If you make love manifest, its messengers will come to you because you invited them. The power of decision is your one remaining freedom as a prisoner of this world. You can decide to see it right. What you made of it is not its reality, for its reality is only what you give it. You cannot really give anything but love to anyone or anything, nor can you really receive anything but love from them. I'll pause here and say, because we're taught in A Course in Miracles that only love is real. So you might be in the delusion and the nightmare giving them horrible things, but because those horrible things don't exist, you're giving them nothing. If you think you have received anything else, it is because you have looked within and thought you saw the power to give something else within you. It was only this decision that determined what you found, for it was the decision for what you sought. You are afraid of me because you looked within and are afraid of what you saw. Yet you could not have seen reality, for the reality of your mind is the loveliest of God's creations. Coming only from God, its power and grandeur could only bring you peace if you really looked upon it. If you are afraid, it is because you saw something that is not there. Yet in the same place, you could have looked upon me and all your brothers in the perfect safety of the mind which created us. For we are there in the peace of the Father who wills to extend his peace through you. When you have accepted your mission to extend peace, you will find peace. For by making it manifest, you will see it. I'll pause here and say, we're taught that to give is to receive. And we're the source of love. You're it. You are the love. You are the light of this world. If you want to find it, you have to be it, and then you'll see it. The ego says, I'll believe it when I see it, and spirit says, believe it to see it. Or, even more accurately, be it to see it. If you want to live in a loving world, be the love. Its holy witnesses will surround you because you have called upon them and they will come to you. I have heard your call and I have answered it, but you will not look upon me nor hear the answer that you sought. That is because you do not yet want only that. Yet as I become more real to you, you will learn that you do want only that. And you will see me as you look within, and we will look upon the real world together through the eyes of Christ. Only the real world exists, and only the real world can be seen. As you decide, so will you see. And all that you see but witnesses to your decision. When you look within and see me, it will be because you have decided to manifest truth. So beautiful. So let's stop here and consider how we can apply this on a day-to-day basis. For one thing, when we find ourselves condemning or judging the people, places, and circumstances around us, we can pause and think, well, this is what I wanted. What I'm experiencing on some level is what I want to experience. That's such a radical suggestion to ego. Ego would never accept that. Because the ego doesn't believe that we're sovereign beings and that we are sovereign creators. The ego believes that we are being acted upon, that we are helpless, hapless creatures that are victims of circumstance. in truth, you are creating the image of God. You are a sovereign creator. You might have delusional thoughts, delusional nightmares. And A Course in Miracles is an invitation to wake up from the delusion and from the nightmare. And you're saying, but there's no love in the world. Well, then be the love. Be the love. And as you be it, you'll see it. You'll see it everywhere. In fact, you'll shift states. I've experienced that. For me, my imbalance was a lack of self-love. And as I began to love this little character, this little creature, this biosuit, and the indwelling being, and honoring that, it was so effortless and easy to love everyone else. Maybe you can start there too. Where are you lacking love for your own experience and for who and what you are? Even though we know these biosuits are a temporal appearance, we can still honor and appreciate this learning device. We can still honor and appreciate the beautiful soul that inhabits it. We can still choose to be host to God instead of hostage to ego. And as we do that, the world around us shifts. Because in truth, there's only two choices: fear or love. Ultimately, only love is real. But if we choose fear, then we will perceptually be in a nightmare. And in that nightmare, people believe things like, this is inevitable, I can't get out, everything's horrible, everything's awful. It's not true. But there is no difference between a personal perception and a personal reality. It's not the ultimate reality, but it's that individual's reality. You've seen it. You've seen two people who live similar lives, and one of them thinks their life is garbage, and the other one thinks that they have a wonderful life. It's perception. So that's something we can sit with today. If we see what we want to see, then we can lovingly, gently, without any condemnation, ask ourselves why we're seeing certain things. For me, what I found is a lot of it came down to a lack of self-love. I didn't think I deserved to have good friends. I didn't know that I deserved to be treated well. And as I recognized that I did deserve that, and that was my birthright, it didn't take very long for me to experience a shift in my reality where I have amazing friends and people that treat me well. It isn't saying here that the reason we don't want it is sane. It's not sane. The reason why we don't want love is insane. So we bring ourselves back to sanity and we start experiencing a sane result. And don't worry, we've all been insane in different areas. And this is an invitation to come back to sanity and self-love and acceptance of everything. Acceptance of what is. Not condemning it, simply accepting what is and choosing love. Thanks so much for being here. Love you.